Still Melodic Investor. My name is Antoine, and I just want to come on and share a couple thoughts in regards to the aftermath that is Hurricane Helene and what has happened, and just a response to it. But this isn't really an investment video, but maybe we'll tie something in at the end. I don't know, but first off, I want to say prayers up to that community in North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. I mean, wow. Most of you know, I just recently relocated my family, wife, 2 kids, to the Atlanta area, and hurricanes is not something we're accustomed to. I was born and raised in Oakland, California, and used to earthquakes, which is scary too. And hurricanes was a new experience for us, but something is all scary. Mother Nature is no joke, that's for sure. But please like, subscribe, support the channel. I'm trying to grow this YouTube thing, and would like to, grow this channel, and hopefully you find value in this content. The purpose of my content is to help people think about investing, especially creatives who don't necessarily may not be their forte. So, yeah. Well, I just wanted to share a couple thoughts. First being about the response to the aftermath of the hurricane, and it kind of brought me back to a story that was like during the economic downturn of like '08, which is a very nasty time. But I remember working at a machine shop, and I was doing some machining, and that's when thought I was going to be a machinist, and did that for a couple years, and then it got bad, and then a lot of our accounts went overseas. I think we lost most of them to China, if I'm not mistaken. It's been some time. And I was unemployed. They laid me off. And that was a rough time in life. God, I remember being on unemployment, and I had my first apartment. It's downtown San Jose, and not having just what I need, because I wasn't even making a lot of money. But I mean, when your income gets cut, your income gets cut. And so went on for about a month or so, wasn't having any luck finding work, and my main job at the time was applying for jobs. That was what I was doing. And back in those days, you had to fill out the paperwork that you applied for jobs, and you had to list the jobs that you applied for and stuff like that. So I was doing that, submitting that to the unemployment office every week. And I had went to get down to the food bank. I forget the name of the food bank, but I went down there, grabbed some food, because trying to save as much money as possible, because I wasn't really clearing anything. Most of my money was going to rent and utilities and gas, to, if I had an interview, try and get to the interview, and I don't personally come from money. I had to work very hard to get to even where I am now. I don't have rich parents, grandparents, none of that. Grew up in some very tough conditions, just as a little cricket here, sorry. Just as a kid, food insecurity, growing up in Oakland, around a really rough time, really rough area, single mother, 4 kids, you name it, we checked all the boxes. And so having my first apartment was a big accomplishment for me. And being on unemployment, didn't love it, but hey, I had an income coming in, it was regular. Let me get to it. Anyway, so went to the food bank, grabbed some food. They had a little table there, I guess, where they said if you need to sign up for any additional benefits, meaning like if you needed like EBT, welfare assistance, anything like that. Just being, as a man, young man at that, pride was, took a big hit. But I was like, hey, I'm in no position to be prideful right now. I need the help. Couldn't get a job. And the jobs that I applied for, I had too much experience for, which I don't understand that. You know what I mean? I was just starting out, but hey, I remember filling paperwork, and they, I guess did all the paperwork and whatever they needed to do. But they said that you qualify for $40 a month. And I was like, huh? And I remember when we were working at the warehouse doing machining, we'd work overtime. Me and my friend were so excited about it too. And so we would look at our checks and we're like, wait a second. We put in all these hours and, your checks get just slashed, government coming in, taking everything. And just living in San Jose, California, a very expensive part of the country, high taxes, high everything. So you're not making any money unless you're in Silicon Valley or you're some real estate, you got in early enough, because the real estate in the Bay Area doesn't even cash flow at this point. So I remember they said $40 and I was like, you serious? And I was kind of mad. And so I actually didn't even take it. I said, no, I'm okay. I passed on it. So it went on, and I just remember grabbing my bag and food and getting in my car, and I almost like broke down. I think I might have even broke down. I don't know. And I was just like, wow. That was another moment for me to where I realized that nobody's coming to help you. No one's coming to save you. And at that moment, I guess something in me kind of broke to where I realized I'm going to have to do this because I don't come from money, don't have rich parents, don't have all those things. So I got to make this happen. Like they say, plan B is to make plan A work, So I was like, $40, man, I work so hard. You pay into a system and they're supposed to have my back, and no one has my back. I don't know. So looking at the aftermath of the hurricane and all the damage it caused, and then the government's response to that is to hand people out $750, and then they have to go onto a website. Mind you, they just dealt with a hurricane. Go onto a website, fill out the information. I don't know the process. Again, this is just, I'm a guy on YouTube just talking. I'm just telling you how this is my personal feelings. It's not a political statement. I'm just looking at it for what it is and trying to make heads or tails of it. $750. Lives upended. Houses gone. Decimated. I talk to people who have family in that area, live in that area, and talk about what they're going through. These are coworkers of mine and things like that. And people we've met since being in Georgia. And I'm just like, $750? It brought me back to the time to where when I was at my lowest point and I needed help, they offered me $40. And then I couldn't help but think about, because this is how my brain works, I started thinking about some of the migrants that are coming in, undocumented, things like that, all for immigration. But I do believe we need to have a system in place. I remember it was New York, Chicago, a couple other places. They were giving out some, I guess you call it assistance, aid to some of the migrants. I think New York, if you had a family of 4, and again, I don't know the details. I'm just telling you some of the broad overview. $350 a week for a family of 4. $350 a week, $750. What are we doing? I feel like at some point our country has lost we've kind of lost the plot. Like, what happened? How did we get here? And again, this is not meant to be like I'm very much a solution-based person. I want the solution. I don't want, excuses or anything like that. Just give me, the problem is, How do we fix it? And what's the backup plan? So in my mind, you're American citizen or state, you get first dibs, priority. I'm a property manager, have been for almost 20 years, as most of you guys know. I've worked on the residential side for 10 years, with multifamily, large apartment buildings, and the last 10 years I've been doing strictly commercial. I can tell you, in my time in commercial and in residential, and this is not a fair comparison at all. I'm just telling you the thinking. When a car hits a building or there's a break-in or something like that at a building and our tenants affected, this is everyone drops what they're doing. There's no report that's important. Get there and let's try to get them up and running the next day. And we've done it. I've done it. Led teams to do it. That's when I take off, put on the Carhartts, boots, go to work. Clean up last, do whatever we got to do to make sure that they can open the next day. Why? Because they're a tenant of ours and we treat our tenants well and we give the highest level of customer service. In America, I cannot understand when the state is going through something. We have one of the most powerful militaries in the world, and maybe this is me just being ignorant. I can admit that. I don't understand. Get everything we can throw at it to clean it up, get them up and running, come with pre-loaded gift cards. They could be Visa, I don't care, Master, something. Gift cards loaded, here you go. Truck them to hotels. This is just me being a property manager guy on YouTube talking. To me, it's like all hands on deck, let's go. I am very much, if the house is on fire, that's priority. No one else matters in that moment until the family is good. Despite our differences, if the family is not okay, no one else can get help. Don't come asking. We're gonna pause. We hear you, we've heard you. We're gonna pause you. We have this to attend to. Once this matter is wrapped up, we will service whatever we can. But the family comes first. You got the house on fire in North Carolina, go fix it. It's not even a political issue. And don't show up with $750. Again, no one's coming to save you. I think it's now more than ever more important that we focus on our financial health and doing the best of your ability. Start investing in stocks, start investing in companies, start that business, start that YouTube channel. Do whatever you got to do to get a side hustle, to start some income. Don't depend on the federal government to provide your basic needs and services, even in Social Security. That's not a thing, especially for my generation and below. We have to fortify ourselves and our families because no one else is coming. They offered me $40, and that was a slap in the face. Take this for what you will, but hopefully my content can at least point you in the right direction and at least get you thinking about it, because that's my goal. You will not hear a program from me on sale or just pay this or that. Anyone who does that, I'm not knocking that. I just never wanted to be one of those YouTubers. That was never one of my goals. I do want to get my channel monetized for sure. I'll be transparent with you there. Just so I can be compensated for my knowledge, but in the same time, I want to help people as they start their investing journey, because there may be something that I've experienced and I've come up against that they may not have experience in. And also I may offer my time. Of course, that would be paid. I may do that if you guys find that valuable. But like, subscribe, please start your investing journey. Don't be shy. And do whatever you can to make extra because I know this is a tough time. So I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you stayed this long, and till next time, have a good weekend.